What is up, everybody? The Hunter GT with TheHunterGT.com. That's right, go check out the website. What is going on today? 4 T2 coils lined up side by side. Holy cow, I am in heaven. You know me, I love my T2 LTD Black, one of my favorite detectors of all time, right next to the Nocta Macro Amphibio. However, when I tried to power on my Amphibio the other day, it no longer boots up. Oh no, sad times indeed. So that leaves only one, the T2. It has lasted all this time. You drop in 4 AA batteries, it's going to go for 40 hours, baby. No doubt about it. That is the problem with internal internal lithium batteries. The drop-in style batteries are so much better in my opinion. I do not want to send a detector back to the factory once the internal battery goes bad. It's a sad day indeed. I'm not talking crap to Nocta Macro because all the companies do it nowadays. XP Deus, Minelab, they all do it. Fisher seems to be the only one still using drop-in batteries, and I know you could argue, well, Fisher's the only one that hasn't come out with a new detector, Fisher Teknetics, haha. Yeah, kudos, touche, you're right. Which brings the question, why do we have this new coil for the T2, the F75, the 7.7 Greek series, the F19? You can pick up this coil, this 12 coil DD is what they're labeling it, 12 coil DD for the T2, F75, all the 7.7, and all the 19 kilohertz machines that Teknetics and Fisher makes. So one of two things is happening. Number one, this coil is a test run. And I haven't signed an NDA agreement. I can say whatever I want, and I don't have any concrete evidence backing what I'm saying. This is all speculation, hearsay, and what ifs. What if this coil is for their new detector? And it works so good, because let me be clear, it does work good. It's deeper than this coil. It separates as good as these two, basically, almost. Yeah, almost separates as good as these two. It's deeper than this one. It has no fins, is open face, super thin. Look how thin this is. This thing cuts through water like a dream. With no fins, no solid face, you know, that's going to make your coil do all sorts of stuff. This thing being open face and super thin, it cuts through like a dream. It's got a new resin in it. You don't even need a coil cover for this thing. This resin right here is harder than the plastic on the outside. It's got glass beads infused. I don't know what sort of technology. That's just what they tell me. They said it's glass beads infused in here. You know, I'm not an engineer. I don't know how they do it. But that resin inside of this coil on the bottom side, it doesn't even need a coil cover. It doesn't even need a coil cover. It's harder than the plastic around it. And this thing is rigid. You cannot flex this thing. I mean, you could if you're Superman, I'm sure you could snap it in half just like any of these other coils. But there's no flex in this coil. There's no harmonic false hits. I banged this coil against every rock, tree, root that I could find in testing phase just to see if it would false hit, and it does not false. I don't know how they engineered it. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if it's part of the glass resin that they put in it. But it's very stiff for how they built it, and it's very silent. It is paired perfectly to DST on the F75 and T2. The bigger the coil, usually bigger antenna, more EMI interference. This thing is dead silent. Not only to false hits, it's dead silent in wet grass, it's dead silent to EMI. So it's pretty amazing that they put all this technology into a coil for a 10-year-old machine. The F75, the T2, the Greek series, yada yada. So, in my opinion, this might be the time where we really need to pay attention to Fisher Teknetics, because who knows? This might actually be the year, this year or next year. Like I said, I don't know anything concrete, just what I heard through the grapevine. It is the second lightest coil of the bunch. Only the 5-inch DD is lighter. I'll throw up the weights on top of there. So as you can see, it is the second lightest coil, the 5x10 being the heaviest, obviously being a solid face, but the fins on this one and the back plastic fill here on this 11-inch DD do make it quite a few grams heavier than this 12-inch right here. So deeper than the 11-inch DD, separates almost as good as these two. It kind of removes these three, in my opinion. The only reason you use this one, you know, like I said, is sweep coverage over the 5-inch. Well, this one has more sweep coverage. This one's deeper. This one's much lighter. It's pretty much an all-around win, this coil. It's pretty much an all-around win. So I'm pretty excited to test it out here. I've only used it once in field. I have not tested it on small gold. I have not separation tested it yet. So what you've seen here in this video, I'm going to be enjoying with you for the first time. I am only going to be doing an air test. No, I'm not going to do a soil test. I could care less about other people's soils. I've said it 100 times. I get more information out of air tests than I do soil tests. If I watch a guy's soil test in Florida or South Carolina, let's say, and he's getting a 14-inch dime, I don't care about that. You saw my versus video with the CTX, the Deus 2, the Legend, the Equinox. These multi-frequency machines are hitting an 8-inch dime and then dropping off at 9-10 inches in my soil. A 14-inch dime is so unrealistic to me in my soil here in California that I could care less about these videos where guys are showing this off. To me, I can watch an air test in New York or Florida or anywhere else and say, okay, I know it's going to air test this length. It's not depth, it's length when you air test. Let's be clear about that. It's not depth when you air test something, it's length. And then I can say, okay, I know that that is going to drop off like 60% in my soil on depth. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you guys. So all these guys that, you know, go ahead, light up my comment section. I don't care. I'll answer it, you know, but here's my belief. I can glean more from air tests in a video than I can on some random YouTuber's soil test that does not match my highly mineralized, terrible soil here where I live. I don't care about some other guy's cotton candy soil. Okay, rant over. So without further ado, what do you say that we check out this 12 coil DD on the small gold, on some separation, some nail tests, some air testing? We'll run it through the old Hunter GT paces like always. We're not going to show off any of these. I'm just showing these off for visual representation purposes only. So without further ado, check your face, the Hunter GT. Let's get to the stuff. All right, here we go with the air test. Usual suspects here. I am 99 gain. 0 disc, DST is on. If DST was off, obviously it'd be a lot more chatter, but we'd probably get another 2 inches per object on the test. Keep that in mind. So DST is on, being indoors, but I run all detectors pretty much indoors. If they have DST, I use it. If they don't, I don't. It does hit the small gold. As you can see, let's start off with a silver dime here. I'm in 1+ VCO tone. So we're losing it about 11 inches to the EMI. Silver quarter. We get bursts of EMI here. We're out to just about a foot before we lose it to the EMI. Big silver $50. Multiple computers, cell phones, Wi-Fi routers, solar panel system at my location. So we got all sorts of crap going on here. It is what it is. All detectors get tested in the same scenario. And we're losing it at about 13 to the EMI. Big old French Synth time. It loves this even more than silver. I expect this to do quite well. So we're out to about 14, 15 almost before we lose it to EMI. And a little thin 10K wedding band. And we lose it at about 11 inches. Good solid hits at 10. Still scratchy because of the EMI ingress, but it is what it is. Wheat penny. And 10, 11 inches, just like the dime. What else we got? I think that's about it for the stuff we usually test, right? Here's a V nickel. I guess we got to do a nickel. And we lose it right at about a foot. It starts to break up, so we can't tell if it's EMI. So like I said, in a 0 EMI area, outdoors, middle of nowhere, with DST off, we're looking at another 2-3 inches for each of these objects basically, but with DST on and high EMI affecting it as well, it's impossible for me. It's hard to show off any detector. I'm kind of stuck. I get bad EMI in my area being a city boy, and my soil here is some of the worst soil in the country other than Tennessee clay. So yeah, it's pretty bad stuff. I don't even know why I metal detect sometimes. Okay, here we are, all metal. 50 gain. Can hear the threshold, hopefully. Sensitivity 50, hum level +1. Alright, all metal mode. Here's the tiniest little sub-gram 10th picker. I don't even know if you can see it on the towel here. We'll zoom in on it after we're done here, but listen. Clear hit. So here's the 0.3. That's a screamer right there. So we'll try this one more time here. Let's raise it up. Oh, we went over to disc mode. We're going to raise the gain up to, let's go 85 or 80. You never hunt like this. You never gold prospect with sensitivity this high. Starting to get it now. See how low we can go. We'll go 30. Let's raise the hum. You can hear the dip. So, there you go. It is, yeah, it's pretty sensitive, that's for sure. Let's check it out, how small this stuff is now. So, remember this was the 0.3 gram picker? I lost the other little piece somehow in one of my tests out in the garage somewhere. So I had to break off another little piece of this. So now this is under 0.3. And look how tiny that piece is that I mean, look, it's even tinier than before. It's even tinier than before. And this was picking it up still. This big 12 inch. I mean, barely. It was a threshold drop type hit. It wasn't a zip that this one gave you, but as you can tell, quite a sensitive coil, being even 13 kilohertz, Very good stuff. Alright, excuse the shadow, overhead light and everything. I'm sure you guys can deal with it. This is where it shines, baby. This is where this coil shines, right here. 4 dimes, all inside the coil, as you can see. Excuse the overload signal. All 4 dimes inside the coil. We are not even in fast audio. We are in 1 tone, sensitivity 40, disc level 10. 1 tones. We're not even in fast audio here, folks. So let's try 3 tone. How it sounds for the bottle or coin shooters out there. Super good, super good. Like they're all 4 inside of the coil and it's working. Let's move them stupid. Let's get stupid. I mean, this is Deus Orcs, Deus 2 level here. This is Deus level here, basically. They're 1 inch apart. That's about 1 inch above. 1.5 inches. That's not even fast audio. Let's turn on fast audio. That's bonkers. That is bonkers that it can separate those being this big of a coil. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, nail board test. Sorry for the overhead shadows and all that. Overhead light, like I said. So we are disc 24. As you can see, we got nothing on the nails. Little pop here and there. We are we're 1+ tone, sensitivity 20. So I don't want EMI or anything like that for this test. Sensitivity 20, disc level 24. So there we go. We're gonna put the T2 down. We are going to put the Indian head penny, as you can see. Zoom in. There you go, Indian head penny right there. That is the proper coin to use according to the creator of this test. So there we go. I don't know. The creator of this test uses round nails, Monty. I use square nails, so I don't know. It's all grain of salt, guys. It's all a grain of salt. So here we go. Disc 24, 1+ tones. Sensitivity 20. That's all there is to it. Definitely passing number 1. Passing number 3. Overload signal. We get like a click at number 2. You hear that? Probably wouldn't dig it. I'll leave it up to you if you would. No problem. Number 4. It's already doing better than the stock coil, basically. The T2, not great on Monty's nail board test with the stock coil. Even the 5x10 coil, while it separates a little better, it doesn't do great on this test either. This is already improvement in my opinion. So no problem on the long nail here. Let's try down the barrel here this way. We're getting a click. Hear that? So it's one to hit it, but not on that. So basically a 6 out of 8 for what? 6 out of 8, right? 5. Oh, there's 8 directions, 4 directions, 2 different sweeps. So it didn't hit either way on the long one. So, and it didn't hit either way on number 2 and the other one. So I'd say 6 of 8 on both spots. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. It definitely beats the stock coil. I mean, there's just no way around it. It beats the stock coil. It's almost as good as the 5x10. As far as separation goes, this is a fantastic separator, fantastic sensitivity. I am a huge fan of this coil. Like I said, I don't know. This is just rumor, grain of salt, grapevine type stuff, but I would not be surprised to see this on a new detector from Teknetics or Fisher here in the next year or 2. I just can't wrap my head around why they would make this for their entire lineup being over a decade old. I think this is most likely a test run that worked so well they decided to release them for the other platforms, and then basically you're going to see them on the shaft of the new detectors. I would say that's just, I'm tossing it out there. I have no idea. They don't sponsor me anymore. I don't know any inside knowledge anymore. I know what you guys do, but that is my 2 cents. A lovely coil. $199 is the MAP price. The 12 coil DD. You can pick it up for all of the Fisher and Teknetics detectors out there on the market. Hope you enjoy these videos. The Hunter GT signing off. I will see you on the next video.